And welcome back to Yellow Cottage Soapery. Tonight I am just making a 10-bar batch of, I had bought a couple sample bottles of a fragrance called Opium Fields from Nature's Garden, and it is a dupe of, I can't remember who makes it, but it's a fragrance dupe, and I couldn't tell you if it smells the same because I've never smelled the original, but the description said it is a combination of tangerine, cloves, plums, and coriander, lily of the valley, carnation, rose, myrrh, sitting on base notes of sandalwood and cedar. It's not supposed to discolor or speed up trace. I've never used it, but I have several little of these bottles that I used to absolutely love to just order a couple bottles of different samples and then try them out, see if I liked them, see if they were popular. And for so long, I had to make such big batches of things, of my regular soaps, that I feel like I didn't have time to do the testing of these other fragrances that I like to do. And I did make a comment in one of my other videos, and I know a couple people have noticed that I have been kind of blah lately, and I've been told my piping and stuff has been off, that I haven't had really the wow factor, and I understand that. I have been off a little bit. My heart hasn't been into this lately, which is very much not like me, because you guys know I adore soaping, and it's usually my my escape to be creative, and it's my happy place. And lately I've just been very, very tired. We haven't found out what's going on yet, but there are days when I have a little bit of more energy, and today happens to be one of those days. And I plan on making several soaps tonight, and this one I will be piping. Since it's Opium Fields, I know opium, I think, is the seed pods of a poppy flower, if I'm correct. So I figured I'd try to do some pipe some poppy flowers on the top. I have it in my book of 100 buttercream flowers. So I looked at that and I had the tip. So I'm going to try to do just a little bit of piping on the top. And so I'm going to make the best red that I can. I have Soapberry Red, and I have Vibrance Red from Nurture Soap, and I'm going to maybe mix the two, see what kind of red I can get. And I also have this little container of some Merlot red that I had mixed up, along with a couple other things. I don't even know what's in here, but I will use a little bit of this in there if I need to darken it. I cannot find my Merlot mica. I have no clue what happened to it. I've looked and looked. I don't know if I'm out of it, and I didn't remember being out of it. But I'm going to make the best red that I can. I'm going to do a little bit of black with activated charcoal, and the base will be white. I'm just going to swirl on the inside, and then I have a couple ideas for the top. So it is time to get started. to pipe. Now I moved my table over a little bit before I made this soap, so I'm hoping the lighting, there's not as many shadows. I'll have to wait when I edit it to find out, but I just went ahead and put the black that I had left into a piping bag with a number 2 writer tip. And I saw a cake on Instagram and I tried to go back and find it and I couldn't. But it kind of inspired me, instead of doing like green leaves or greenery in the background, excuse me, I'm just going to do some black leaves and just kind of like an outline of it. My hand is not steady. I painted Lego men earlier and I was like, well, I'm not going to be able to pipe very well because my hands are just not steady. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but when I turn it, hopefully you can see. So I just want this to kind of show up in the background. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is I put the red in a piping bag with a tip Wilton 61. It's just like a kind of a wavy tip. And I'm going to try this first. I've got these little, I don't know what they're called. They're made by Wilton. And if you go ahead and pipe a flower onto your nail, you can go under it and pick it up and put it on wherever you want it. Now I know these work great for cake makers. I thought I would, it just broke. Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess you can't open them that wide. So I'm going to try that first. I'm going to try to pipe the poppy on here and pick it up with this, put it on. If it doesn't work, I'll get out my turntable and kind of try to do it while I turn the soap. But I thought I would give this a try. Now, my book showed a different way to pipe this. They were more flat looking, but I kind of wanted them to be a little fuller. So I'm using the wide end of the tip down, and I'm just going to kind of make like a little, see, it doesn't want to stick very well, like 4 little cups. Can you guys even see? Okay. Kind of like that. And then I'm going to do another one kind of in the center, sort of like that. Now, I don't really know if that looks much like a poppy, but I'm gonna go with it, and I'm gonna try this. Can you guys see? I don't know, I'm scared. It's not gonna work. It is not going to work. Maybe if the soap were more firm. Okay, plan B. My turntable, and I will try to do what I just did directly onto the soap. Now I know you guys can't see very well when I do it this way, but when I do it on the nail, it is hard for me because I'm trying to make sure I'm in the view of the camera, but at the same time, pay attention to what I'm doing. So I'm just going to kind of place these randomly. So kind of like that. I don't know. I think they're more flat. But they do have kind of a little center. And then I'm just going to kind of take the black. That kind of looks like a rose, but I'm just going to kind of put little dots in the center. I don't know. That's not really what I was going for, but maybe it'll get better as I go. So I'm just going to this red kind of doesn't look as, it looks more pink right now than it did when I first made it, seems like. Okay, so maybe it's more flat, like that. And then kind of a little loop-de-doo in the center. I don't know. Alright, I'm just going to go with it. Once I cut it, you're not even going to be able to tell anyway. Oops. Of course, it looks like I saved way too much piping, as I usually do. Always have too much. I've missed piping. I haven't really done it much since my, since I made the gift set. I've just been trying to stock other stuff, and not everything, you know, I don't pipe everything. I've been trying to restock all of my soaps that, you know, try to have year round, and sometimes that gets boring, so I don't film it. Let's see. I don't know if these look like poppies at all, but I'm going with it. Can you guys see okay? Probably not. So I guess kind of hold it flat against your surface. Seems like it gets nice bigger petals. I like how the black shows up in the background. I think it looks kind of elegant. And I absolutely adore the look of black. I mean, I wear black clothes all the time. But in soap, I don't know if it's just me, and with activated charcoal, it is a mess. It just gets everywhere. And once you think you have it cleaned up, there's more. So I'm trying to get ready for my holiday show coming up. This is the big one that I do every year. And with not feeling very energetic, it's been really hard to... I'm like, this couldn't have come at a worse time, because this really is a busy time for me, and I really need to, you know, be busy every day until the show. One more. I ended up kind of just doing my own thing with these, just whatever with them. I think that's good. Maybe I'll do like, I wish I knew what a bud looked like, but maybe I'll just do a couple little buds. You guys know once I get started piping, I don't want to stop. I need to. Alright, one more little doopy-doo here. That's good. Alright, now I gotta put the black in the center of them. Back. I'm going to go ahead and cut Opium Fields, and I don't know if you can, the camera picks it up or not, but the red kind of turned more of a rusty red. I don't know how to describe it. It's got a pink tone to it, but it doesn't seem like it's as red as it was when I was piping or pouring it, so I'm anxious to see what the red looks like in the center. It's pretty. I like how it's just on one side. So maybe if we put that one together, it'll look a little bit like a butterfly. I wasn't really going for a butterfly. Just kind of wanted to swirl it on the side. I think that's pretty. I'll have to cut another piece. Sort of a butterfly. It's pretty. I like it. And the fragrance at first out of the bottle, I was like, I don't know if this smells like the perfume or not, because I've never smelled it, but it does smell better today than it did yesterday when I used it. It's kind of mellowed out a little bit. It's a very distinct fragrance. I had totally, this is how kind of out of it I've been lately. I've said in a couple other videos, I've kind of been really tired and low energy and all that. Well, I was remaking, it was a 15-pound batch of oatmeal milk and honey soap. and I wasn't videoing it just because I have done that, you know, a few times. So I just needed to get it made, mostly for a wholesale order. And when my recipe in my book, it's like a notebook where I keep all my recipes. The recipe I was using was on the top of the page, and I should only have one recipe per page for this reason. But I had 2 recipes, and I measured all the oils and butters for my large batch, and then I measured the lye solution. And when I was pouring it, I was like, geez, this doesn't seem like a lot of lye solution, but it just vaguely crossed my mind when I was pouring it in, and then I never thought another thing about it. Well, I had measured out lye for a 7.5 pound batch and not a 15-pound batch. So the soap was very, very soft. Would never cure, you know, correctly because it did not have the correct amount of lye solution. So I was like, what am I going to do? You know, I've never rebatched or did hot process or anything like that. So I was like, I'm just going to throw this in my stainless steel pot, put it on low on the burner, add the rest of the lye solution, let it heat up and incorporate with the lye solution and put it back in the mold and try to save this batch. And that's what I did, and it turned out good. I was really surprised. But the pH is good on it, and it's hardened nice. So I guess I did a rebatch. But because I was sick, I was like, oh, this is this much money in soap wasted, you know. So, but it's not the swirly pretty oatmeal muck and honey. It's just a basic color. It's, you know, it's like a light creamy color or whatever. It's really pretty, but and the honeycomb on the top. So yeah, that's how out of it I have been. But let me show you another butterfly. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.